I'd like to understand the complexity of this task, setting up or restoring Kasubi. I know unlike museums as we know them, you get artifacts from, if I could call it, the context of where they are made, and you take them to a museum and you have to recontextualize them. But for the case of Kasubi, I understand it's a living heritage. It's an active site, if I could use that as a phrase. Has it been challenging for you to reconcile the many layers of history, tradition, rituals as you've gone along this restoration process?
It's been exciting. That's number one. Yeah. And as you introduce your question, Kasubi is a living site. Nobody wakes up in the morning and they dress up like, let's say, like Molamba or Nsugo, the gods. People die here, people get sick, and there's no performance. It's an actual ongoing. It's an evolution. It's an ongoing, and the different layers of the property, physically and also spiritually, do come out. They do come out, and you begin to appreciate that you're dealing with the living, you're dealing with the dead. And in fact, I coined a phrase, I dream of tomorrow for a better yesterday today. Because in the process of rebuilding, I have had to deal with history. Yeah. I've had to deal with the future. I've had to deal with what the Baganda call Masengere. I've had to deal with the judges, the different elders. I've had to deal with mediums, the Congos, the carriers of the past Kabakas. Yeah. And in the process, you begin to realize that what you're sorting out, what you're dealing with is a life. It's like a cloud. It's in a cloud, and you keep going to the cloud and you bring out what you need. You deal with situations going back. For instance, at Kasubi, you've got 4 Kabakas lying in here. And each Kabaka, the Baganda call it a banja. They have a debt, or they have something they didn't do, or something that they didn't complete. And these things follow the next Kabaka, the next Kabaka, and the next Kabaka. So you begin to deal with the 4 Kabakas here, you begin to realize that they're connected. For instance, Sekabaka soon at Wamala. And you start going to Nachibinge, you start going to all these past Kabakas to inform, to get things done and sorted out. So the layers are very, very many, the complexities are there. Yeah. And of course now you begin to, like I mentioned at one point, the last group of people who worked on Mzibazala and Panga, that was in 1938. Yes. None of them are alive now.
That's during the
Sekabaka Daudi Chwa's reign. And he's the one who modernized this building. And so you begin to realize that where does this information and knowledge comes from? You need to look for it. If you can't look for it, you go and sit in what they call the Masengere, the Luchiko in Chiko. You go to the past elders, the past Kabakas. You ask questions. Yeah. And, for instance, I remember I asked a question about the number of poles in this building. I said, how come there, I think about 40-something. And immediately in that meeting, I was told the Bataka who are around that time, they're the ones who brought those poles. So now they begin to get an answer. So that these poles were brought by such a number of Bataka clan leaders. And also what kind of timber do we use? You get, you get given, they give you insight.